Hey guys, Gino Zero, how you doing? Somebody had, I hope all is well in YouTube land, whatever part of the world that you are in. Okay, I've had a couple of questions about making pickles and how I make pickles. And I make pickles the really easy way. I get what's called Mrs. Wages, and I like the bread and butter pickles the best. Mrs. Wages bread and butter pickle mix. It makes 7 quarts according to the label, and it's got all the instructions that you need on the back. Very simple to do. And you'll need some cucumbers in just a second. So, and I just follow the directions, and this is how I make pickles. So the first part of this, the first thing we're going to do is in this pot here we've got, and I know it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, 7 cups of white granulated sugar. To that we are going to add 6 3/4 cups of white distilled vinegar, and you want the stuff that's the 5% acidity. And on the package here, and I also will recommend to do not use an aluminum pot, use stainless steel, because vinegar and aluminum, acid and aluminum don't really mix and play well together. So if you have a stainless steel pot, that would be better than an aluminum pot. So we've added the sugar, we've added the vinegar, and now we just add our pack of Mrs. Wages bread and butter pickle mix. And these make really good pickles, y'all. These are very good pickles. And I don't remember how much this was in the store. It wasn't more than a couple of dollars. I was going to say it's in between probably $3 and $4. We find it at our local Walmart in the canning section and the preserving section. I'm quite sure you can find it at pretty much any big box or local Mega Mart type store. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this to a boil and make sure that all the sugar is dissolved and all the spices are dissolved. And while we're waiting for this to come to a boil, we are going to come over here and slice up some cucumbers. I'm using a mandolin to slice these cucumbers up with, because you get a nice even slice. I like to have mine about, I don't know, I guess about 1/8 of an inch or so thick. Just a couple of millimeters for everybody who doesn't use the English thing, whatever it is. So all I do is I will just start with my mandolin. I got it on the setting here, and just start slicing up this cucumber into a bowl. Please be very careful with your mandolin. That will get you, if it has a chance, it will bite you. The blade is very sharp. It is designed for cutting, and it will cut you. And it will cut you very badly if you let it get away from you. So be careful, and don't do like I'm doing. I'm not being very careful. Alright. These little ends and stuff you can use, and this has got a safety attachment that you should really use, but it's kind of hard when you have something really tall to use that safety attachment. Set these ends aside. And then when you're done with all your cucumbers, then you can put these smaller ends back on, use your safety attachment, and run that back and forth to finish getting your slices out. That way you're not hitting your knuckles as you're trying to do it. So, all right, so we've got our big bowl of cucumber slices here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these cucumbers, and I'm going to fill this jar here up. I'm going to pack it with these cucumbers here. And then I'm going to fill it up with brine, and I'm going to set it in my refrigerator for a couple of weeks and let them pickle. You can eat on them. It only takes a couple of days, and you can actually start, munching on them and snacking on them. This jar has been washed and run through the dishwasher to sterilize it, or you can boil it if you would like to sterilize it. So we're going to pick all these cucumbers out of here and put them into this gallon jar that we just reused. Actually, this is an old pickle jar that we got when we bought pickles. That worked out just about right, I think. Okay, so like I was saying, I will set these in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks, and whatever we haven't munched on, whatever we haven't eaten, then I will divide these into quart jars, and then I'll just water bath can them for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so, just enough to seal the jar. You don't want to mush up your pickles. And it even says it on the package. It says for pint jars 5 minutes, and for quart jars 10 minutes is what they recommend for canning them, to seal them, that you can, you know, store your jars of pickles away. But we eat a lot of pickles. I'll come in the afternoon and just get a fork and munch a few of them down because they're really, really good. So I'm going to slice up a few more cucumbers to fill this jar up. It will take a lot of cucumbers, but everybody knows who grows a garden. If you got 3 or 4 good cucumber plants, you're going to have buttloads of cucumbers, and this is one of the good ways that you can use them and store them, especially if you like pickles. Now, I know that Mrs. Wages, they make all kind of different flavors. They make dill flavors and bread and butter and all that kind of stuff, so, you know, use what you like. I like the sweet pickles, so this is what we're using. Okay, I'm going to slice up a couple more cucumbers, and so I can fill this jar up. We're going to wait for this brine to boil, and then we'll be back with you here in just a little bit. Okay guys, we got our brine here, brought it up to a boil. It is now boiled, so all we're going to do is bring it in and pour it over our packed jar of cucumbers. We're going to fill it all the way up. Let it bubble down through. Bring it up to the very bottom of the jar here, or of the rings, of the threads, whatever the heck they're called there. Now, the extra brine that I have, I'm going to pour it into a separate jar. This is a half-gallon jar here, so I'm just going to pour it in here and store it in the refrigerator because this is ready to go. So as I get more cucumbers, all I got to do is slice them up and put them into the brine. And also, as you eat your cucumbers out of here, say you eat it down and you got a bunch of space, you can slice more cucumbers up and just throw them right in here with them. This brine will be good for a good long time. And like I say, these cucumbers, I'm going to put these in the refrigerator, and then in a couple of weeks, once I've done munching on them and stuff, or if I get more cucumbers and ready to make more, then I will separate these into quart jars and can these for just about 10 minutes. You're just looking to seal the jar. You're not looking to cook anything because they're already pickled. This is the way that I'm doing it today. You could pack your quart jars with cucumbers and then top them off with brine and go ahead and immediately can them and put them on the shelves for storage. That's fine. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit before I put the lid on, and it's ready to be stored away in the refrigerator for a good long time. If you can them and you seal the jar, then you can store them for many, 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 many years. It's with the amount of vinegar that's in here and the amount of acid that's in here, it's very, very difficult for any kind of the spoilers, the bacteria or whatnot, to get in here and live and make these go bad. So this is just a way that to store some of the cucumbers that you grow. Very easy to do, simple. If I can do this, you can definitely do it. It's really easy to do, and they are really, really good pickles. So there you go. That's how I make my pickles. I think I will try at some point to get some of the dill pickle mix, and maybe we'll pickle some eggs using the Mrs. Wages dill pickle mix, but we'll see. So that's it for now, guys. There you go. Give it a shot. Really, 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 really good stuff. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. God bless. The end. Buzz, buzz. The end.